stress. I want you try surviving on the public face. Then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how evil set up. The people fed up. They done drive no fear in the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment. And you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows. One set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clout. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Barrett and Sue. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how evil set up. The people fed up. I done fed up on the dirty water.
Basement level vibes with another one, straight up blackness. Aye, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, we have to gather round, grab a seat and sit down, pay attention. Education, liberation, we have to stand strong. Benskop upon the radio, lively up the program. Everybody call somebody and let them turn and tune and on the radio and catch the boom.
If you read our...
Well, you guys know, you guys know it's a busy night, right? It's a busy night all over the place. All over the place, it's a busy night. But do not be fooled by the rhetoric. Do not be fooled by the lies. Do not be fooled by snake oil salesmen, whether it's from the PPP or wherever. You're smart enough. Guyana cannot go backward. Guyana cannot, mix up with more and more corruption. Come September 1st, when you go to the polls, you'll be voting for that, a fresh Guyana, a new Guyana, where all of you are going to be able to breathe again. Now, hey, good night to all of you, wherever you are. If you're in Linden, do not put up a swarm. Do not, I notice people, every time there is something happening in Linden, there's a big dance, there's a big bubble session, there's a comedy. You guys don't care. You guys throw on your t-shirt and you do your thing. Okay. But come September 1st, you've got to do your thing. You know what you've got to do. Do not be fooled. Do not be smart. Now, I want to go, the leader of the opposition, our executive producer, we have that as well, and Orange and Lemon and all of our operators. We want to go all the way to, where are we going to go? Let's go on the quarantine. I think the leader of the opposition is there right now. And that's what you got to do. Focus on a team of individuals, focus on a party that has been there and that for sure when they say that they're going to fight against injustices and so forth, they are going to be there for you. They're not just talking with watermelon in their mouth out because they're in trouble and they're probably afraid of handcuffs or whatever. No. People, be careful where you put your X. And when I say where you put your X, I really do mean your X, as in the X come elections time to vote, right? Don't get away where you put your X. And mind you, I'm talking about the top, APNU, the bottom. Two times you've got to vote when you walk into that voting area. You put your X right there on the top, which is the general elections, and you vote at the bottom also, which is the regional election. Put your X right there, top and bottom, and you got it. Walk out and smile and just go your way and wait for the elections results. Now let's go and hear what Aubrey Compton Norton is saying, because I have a lot to talk to you guys. I probably may have a guest. You never know. Once that person joins us, let you know who that individual is. But let's listen to the presidential candidate of Apple.
At the level of a 10-day worker, because you will be paying no NIS, which means in old age you will get no NIS. It means you will get no pension from a workplace. Our aim is to transform you into permanent employees that can get jobs, pay NIS, and have benefits at the end of your service. We believe that when people serve this country, they must benefit. And that is why we say to you, pensioners will get $100,000 per month. It is wrong for people to serve all those years and then you send them home with $41,000, which they could hardly live on. We intend also to increase the amount and quality of senior citizen homes so that our senior citizens can be taken care of by professional people and ensure that the last days of their lives are not misery. At present, if you go to any one of the government institutions for senior citizens, you would recognize that this government does not care. And that is why we say we will pass a supplementary budget when we come to power, because we have to change the way the money is allocated and ensure that we now allocate resources so the people of Guyana can benefit and have a quality life. When you go out there to speak to people, I heard some little ones running wrong wind. If you are running a wrong wind, looking for a small piece, the next 5 years you're going to be worse off. You need to support a political party that has programs and plans to improve your life. And the political party that has programs and plans to improve your life is a partnership for national unity. We did not come up with our manifesto from our heads. We travel this country, engage people, find out what their problems are, and then we bring solutions to the problems. So, when you are voting for the APNU, you are voting for a political party, a movement that has worked out the solutions to your problems and will help you to solve your problems. I therefore urge you to go out there and speak to every youth, to every person. Put to them clearly what is it we will do for them. We want to make it very clear that we are people-centered, that all our programs are aimed at improving the lives of the people of Guyana. And you must be able to go out there and say without fear, the only political party that has programs to solve the problems is the APNU. And so, my friends, I want to urge you on election day to come out early and put your X next to the palm. It is the only and the best option in these elections. 5 more years of the PPP and we are dead. So we are also fighting for life. We want to see a better Guyana. We want to see a Guyana in which our people are benefiting. And that is why we say, if Guyana is to grow, the PPP must go. All our efforts moving forward must be to ensure that we win the September 1st elections and see the back of the People's Progressive Party. Good evening and thank you.
I am Aubrey Compton Norton, presidential candidate of the Partnership for National Unity. We have the best team in this election campaign. We have the best manifesto with the plans, policies that will take you out of poverty. We will ensure that money is put into your pocket. For those reasons, we urge you to vote APNU. Put your X next to the palm. Guyana needs to grow, so the PPP must go. The only party that can give us a better and brighter future is a Partnership for National Unity. I urge you to put your X next to the palm and enjoy a high quality life. Thank you.
They have meetings all across the country. Everywhere you go, I spoke with the one of the main guys in that, Christopher Jones. They're all over the country, all of them, the young people, the middle-aged people, and the old folks like some of you guys in the audience. And I really do mean it, you know. Old folks like Brennan Thompson, old folks like Afras Osman, old folks like others, you know what I mean. I don't want to get into trouble. Annette Gordon and all cute old folks like Keith Beresford is a youngster. Conrad August, old, 85 and up. And so we want to go to Georgetown, Guyana. You know, this is elections time. September 1st is the day, and just a few days after that, guess what? I'll be heading up the hill. I'm telling you guys, heading up the hill. And so I want to be able to celebrate a good celebration, seeing the back of the PPPC and good people in office. Now, I want to go to Guyana. Where is Orange? If you can connect us to Studio B, and our guest tonight is no stranger to you guys, not at all. He's a businessman, and he has lots of gospels out, popular gospel. You know what they're about. And those of you who love gospels, I love me a gospel. I love his songs. I love, you know, the song that he sang, lots and lots of songs. I know Francine Cruz might come in for a nice prayer tonight, and all the bingo monies will return. But on a serious note, spread the word, guys. Spread the word. Spread the word, Joylyn. Spread the word. Desiree Simons, I know no bumps raising tonight at all, guys. Let's go straight. I've been talking enough. I know Eden Corbin did a lot of talking last night, and I thought I was the guy, but no, Eden Corbin is the guy. Let's go to Saiku Andrews. He's a businessman. He's a candidate. And these are the folks. You got to look at the candidates of APNU. Look at the candidates. They mean well. Let's go straight to businessman, Saiku Andrews. Good night to you, sir. How are you?
Good evening, Mark. I'm good. I'm good. And
You
good
know,
evening to your viewers and listeners.
yep, really nice to have you on. And sorry that I start off like, how are you? Sound like if I'm just living in somewhere. How are you? So tell
It's
us
all good.
something. What's the mood like right now in Guyana tonight as you travel around? You were in Bartica, you're other places. What's the mood like before we get into some other stuff?
Well, the truth is, the mood is that the people want a change in government. The people are tired of the same old, same old. They're tired of the corruption. They're tired of being neglected, and the people want a change. And, you know, as we campaign, as we go out, as we meet people, people are realizing more and more that the APNU coalition is the best option for this country. So that's the mood. People are excited, man, for change.
Okay, so they're saying all across the country, forget about a little hire, a little bus, pay people a little 10,000, 50,000 for a little t-shirt and all these
Uh,
sort of things. Forget about all of that. We understand the gimmicks. It's gimmicks because
Definitely.
a motorbike gonna run out of gasoline and so forth, but you gotta get money. And when people use y'all during the course of elections and the elections
Yeah,
over and they don't get what they want, they're done with y'all. That's not the
yeah.
APNU though, right? Is it?
No, we don't have that kind of attitude. We don't have that in our DNA. Our DNA is people first. The PNC is built on that, and the APNU coalition is on that. So we're putting people first. So it's not about the election games. It's about taking people's lives from poverty to prosperity, having them enjoy that wonderful life as we prudently manage the economy.
From poverty to prosperity. I like that.
Yeah.
And come September 1st, oh, you guys are experiencing poverty in Guyana. Don't
A
beat
whole
around the
lot.
bush. But
A whole lot.
the waste of spending billions of dollars. Look at the oil wealth. Uh,
Yeah.
the money's being wasted, and the
Yeah.
ordinary people aren't getting that. How are they feeling the fact that they're being robbed by the PPP regime?
Well, the truth is the people know they're being robbed. And that's the amazing thing. It's like sometimes, you sit in these high office, the people sat in their high office, they've allowed their friends, their family, and their favorites to amass enormous amounts of wealth. And they believe that they can come around to these communities and that they can give Guyanese people a sprinkle, as I would say, they press Guyanese people down so long, right? And have them eating crumbs that when they dangle a slice of bread in their faces, some people gravitate. But the truth of the matter is, people realize that they are worth more than a slice. They're worth a bread, and in some instances, the entire baker shop. So people feel they know what the government is doing, and that is the reason why they're pushing for this change. And come September the 1st, I know that we're going to have a change, and we're going to continue to push and push and push until we get that change.
That's
I was just we were talking about, Mark, we were talking about, this whole crumbs and what the people feeling. I just came from a meeting and I met a guy, and one of the ministers said to him, he's there, he has a contract for $10 million to do a road. He's never done a road before. He says he doesn't have certain documentation, but they called him during election time and they gave him this contract for this road. And he's appreciative of it. But the thing about it that struck me is that he was about to say something whenever they met, and they told him, keep quiet, stay in a corner. And they called him and they gave him the contract. But here's what he said. He said, I know why they give me this contract. They give me this contract to shut me up, to keep me quiet. But I know that they're robbing me, and I know that they're robbing my fellow Guyanese. And at the end of the day, when I'm finished, come September the 1st, I am voting for the APN.
all right. Well said, Saiku Andrews. He's also a businessman there in Guyana. I want to touch on a very important question as it pertains to business
Yeah.
and the mood like of the people on the ground. And I just want to urge you folks, whether you're in Guyana, whether you're outside of Guyana, wherever you are, do not be fooled. Don't fall for swar. Don't let people move into your communities, people that you've never seen before, never seen before, but suddenly they're pretending that they like you. Suddenly they're
Yep.
pretending that they want to fight for justice for you. Don't fall for that sort of hype, guys. So what's the talk about young people? Because you travel around Georgetown, around Guyana. Young people are fed up. They have seen that education, free tuition at the university level, snatched away by the PPP since 1993.
Yep.
So
Yep.
28 years they've been deprived. How does that? Because you're not all of that old. You're not as old as I am.
The,
But how does
the,
that make young people feel, Mr. Saiku
the
Andrews?
thing about it is that young people are happy. They're happy that they have the opportunity to go to the university and not pay a fee. They're happy that they can continue their education. But here was the problem, right? They don't see that this thing could be sustainable in some instances because some of them come from poor families. Their parents have worked hard to get them through the system. And now they're there, they want to pursue an education, but they're going to go to UG. They can't work because they're going to school full time. Their parents cannot afford to support them full time. And so it comes back to the sufferation of the Guyanese people that even the security guard who has worked her life to put her son through school. When he's about to go university, yes, you give him free education, but she cannot afford to sustain him during the university. And so we had to make our case and let young people know that, you know what, come September the 1st, once the APNU takes office, we have a plan, we have a program in place. It's not about giving you free education at the tertiary level, but it's also giving you that support if you qualify and if you need it so that you can pursue that education. We're talking about $50,000 a month. We know that can go a long way in terms of transportation. You can have books on us free. The library, of course, will be upgraded to the university. You don't have to stress about that, but that 50,000 per month comes in to support you during that process. And so young people are beginning to feel the excitement, the hope. They begin, because listen, we went to Bartik and there's so much of hopelessness among the young people in Bartik. The government has gone there, but at the end of the day, they don't feel that there's nothing in the plans of the government that connects with them. But once we articulate what the APNU will do for them, then you see yeah, this is it. This connects with me. And so again, they took away free education. And most of these 20-year-olds don't know that they took away free education. And then they come back to them and they say, listen, we're giving you free education. But the truth is, you took it away in the first place. But not only did you give back free education, you also have the people suffering. Their parents are suffering. They've not gotten a proper raise of pay in a long time. And the cost of living has gone up. Basic food items have gone up 75%. And so parents are trying to eke out a living to choose between whether to buy bread or egg, whether to buy butter, and these little serious decisions they have to make. So young people are happy that once the coalition goes to power, they not only get back the free education, which is rightfully theirs, but they get the support system and the finances they need to carry them through the university and help them. So,
well, that's Saiku Andrews, and those of you who are now joining us, we have businessman Saiku Andrews with us this evening. He's also a candidate on APNU, a candidate, and just imagine that he becomes a minister of business, minister of housing, minister of something. He will serve the country well. He will serve the people well. Good guy, a good guy. 99% of the times. We disagree one or two times, but respectfully, and that is what I admire about this young man. He's stepping up right close behind me. He's the owner of this supermarket, Andrews Supermarket. You go there, you get your stuff done, you get discount, you get good prices. Go out and support him. But this is not to promote the business per se, but I want you guys to go out and support him. Let me ask you this. A lot of people, Mr. Andrews, business people especially, are afraid to throw their hat in the race. Yep. You're not afraid of it. Why aren't you afraid as a businessman to throw your hat in the race?
Mark, the truth of the matter is, when you look in the faces of 18-year-olds, 22-year-old, 14-year-olds, so much aspiration, so much dreams, When I look at my daughter at those ages, you understand, I realize that if I sit quietly in a corner, it's only a matter of time before the voices on the other side are totally extinct. And so for my kids, and so for the other kids that came from the places that I came from, I believe that I ought to stand up. Because yes, I could stay in a corner. I can eat my slice of bread and put my nut butter on it. And I could drive my car and I could say, you know what, I have a business and life is it. But the truth of the matter, I have to be a voice for the voiceless. And they're the people from West Royalville, the young ladies, the young men from West Royalville, the boys and girls in Linden, that hairdresser who had a dream that the PPP took away when they stopped the Linden Enterprise Network from actualizing that program that would help them and give them small loans. I have to be the voice for them. And so I stepped out and say, you know what? It is what it is. I have to stand up, and it's for that reason. So I'm not considering business. I have nothing to lose. I have everything to gain. Because once the young people of our country is able to prosper, is able to have opportunities that moves them from poverty like I grew up in to prosperity, then I know I would have gained everything.
would have gained everything indeed. Saiku Andrews, the proprietor of Andrews Supermarket. There's Andrews Supermarket on Aubrey Barker Road. There's Andrews Supermarket there on Robb Street. And this building is the former Nigel Supermarket. And this is a young man who has taken it over, and he's doing his thing. And now, I'm not shocked, but I'm glad in terms of Saiku Andrews has taken this position to become a candidate, because the repercussion, and people, especially the vindictive people who are in office, they will go and target your businesses. You're not afraid of those sort of things, though, the targeting of your business.
No, I'm not. I'm not
And
afraid.
I meant the discrimination and so forth. All right, the usual thing in Guyana: blockout upon blockout upon blockout, and that's exactly what probably happened there to Mr. Saiku Andrews, the owner of Andrews Supermarket. Let's hope we'll have Mr. Andrews back in just a few minutes. And indeed, blockout. Indeed, blockout. Our operator just said blockout, so we will have him back shortly. We'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We have lots of other questions for Mr. Andrews, and we have another guest is going to join us, another candidate of APNU. We'll be on. We'll be back. Blockout in Guyana. Another reason why you've got to get rid of that corrupt PPP regime. Corrupt PPP regime has got to go. They're wasting billions upon billions of dollars. And so they really have to go. Sorry about that. You got an automatic generator there. Mr. Saiku Andrews is back. Yeah, Saiku, we're waiting for him, so we'll take a quick break and be right back.
Can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout, and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up.
Everybody's fed up. Everyone is fed up. People are just fed up. Look at the blockout. Every minute, blockout upon blockout upon blockout. Luckily, Saiku probably has a generator right next to his pocket, and those automatic. What's this? People aren't they fed up of the blackouts?
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of it.
But these are the same people, Saiku. These are the same people that said that they are going to make sure that or ensure that there's no blackout and nothing when they were installed in 2020. Guyana, Mr. Andrews, and you can confirm. From 2015 to 2020, Guyana experienced very few blackouts.
We not only experienced reduced. So that is the comparison I always make. You take the PPP, you look at their track record, and then the APNU comes in, and the APNU comes in, reduces the subsidy for GPL. GPL return to profitability, less blackouts. And so that is the progress under the APNU without oil money. Then the PPP comes to power with oil money and blackouts resume. They continue to spend billions and billions of dollars. They bring 2 power ships. And after how many hundreds of millions of dollars that we're going to be spending in fuel, we continue to get blackout. This, at the end of the day, is sheer incompetence. This has to be nothing less but incompetence. And so if you look at GPL in itself, you know that the APNU are better managers of money. Plain and simple.
Better management of money, better democracy, better than ensuring
everything.
Quality, because look at the amount of crimes and extrajudicial killings under the PPP regime. But from 2015 to 2020, Saiku,
it was reduced because you see everything rises and falls in leadership. And I tell people this all the time. People look at it and they say, oh, the president gave this promotion to the police and the president did this and the president did that. The truth of the matter is everything rises and falls on leadership. And whoever, if you go to my store and you get bad service, at the end of the day, you have to blame me because I'm the one who hired the managers. And the managers in charge of the supervisor. So at the end of the day, if extrajudicial killings continue and justice is not served because some police officer is hiding for another police officer and this corruption continues in the police force, we have no one to blame but the president. He was the one who appointed the police commissioner. He was the one that made the decision as to who and make the calls as to who should be where they are. And so we have to blame the government for these things. So there's no excuse about it. It rises and it falls on the leadership, which is the government.
Thank you so much, Saiku Andrews, with us here. I know he's had a busy day, but we're going to keep him for a few more minutes.
That's
Andrews
fine.
Supermarket, you guys got to go out and support. And Mr. Andrews, I know you've done a lot of charitable things, people publicly. I've never thanked you, well, on a particular occasion, but I've thanked you so much. But Andrew, Saiku Andrew, and Andrews Supermarket, they're always there. They're giving back lots and lots of charities. They have done a lot of things that he doesn't boast or brag about
You
it.
don't
So
boast
exactly, and I just want to give you your kudos for that. Last time I called you, I said, look, I just got whatever it is, somebody from over here wanted to get something for Adriana Young's mom for Mother's Day. You said, Mark, you're going to prepare it. You had your staff to do every single thing. And you did a fantastic job there. And I just want to publicly thank you for that, Mr. Andrews.
No
But let me ask
problem.
you this. You did say that you grew up, you know what poverty is like. You had got up in the morning, you smell poverty. You go to school, you smell poverty. You get back home, you smell poverty. Talk
Yep.
to us a little bit about your upbringing, sir.
Well, I was born and raised in West Rhinelander. Uh, in poverty. I must say, I come from a single parent family. My father died basically when I was 3 years old, and I went to the traditional secondary school in poverty. So I grew up in the kind of an environment. But Mark, the truth is, I came from where I came from. It was tough. It was difficult. I'm at this place because I had a vision. I'm at this place because I grew up thinking that I would one day come out of it. But what made the difference was that someone believed in me. That was in the form of my sister, who believed in me and gave me an opportunity and helped me to start a small business, which we started in West Rhineville in our community. And I say to people all of the time that there's so many people like me who come from the ghetto, West Rhineville, just like me. And all they need is a system that gives them a support. And the APNU is prepared to give them that support. And the PPP has shown historically that they take away that kind of a support. We go to Linden, as I mentioned before, with the Linden Enterprise Network, where it sits on $300 million. Monies that could go to the little barber, money that could have gone to the hairdresser, the young woman who watched her grandmother or her mother cook and develop culinary skill and has a dream of opening her own restaurant. She could have gone there and gotten a loan, and she could have gone there and gotten support, just like how my sister gave me a support, but the PPP cut it off. And when the Minister of Finance was asked the question, why did you stop this program from running? He looked at the person that asked him the question and said, people were not paying back the loans in Linden, and so they had to stop the program. Well, if you're looking at me, I say to the minister this, two things. There's no bank in this country that ever loaned money that people that ever experienced that when they loan money, they had no bad debts. There are people that do not pay back loans at the bank, but the bank never stopped those programs. So why would we stop it when we know it could empower the lives of young people, people who came through and are experiencing what I've experienced? And then when we look at the sugar belt, when we look at the sugar industries, and mind you, by the way, these people, the sugar workers are our brothers, and they deserve what they have to get. And we were going to root for them. But the truth of the matter is, the government would spend billions of dollars every year to the sugar industry. The sugar industry continues to lose billions of dollars every year, and the government continues to pump billions of dollars a year. So the question is, if it's good for the goose, why is it not good for the gander? If you can give billions there, why would you stop $300 million from going to the people in Linden? Why would you do something like that? Why would you come to power? And those little guys who are not academically inclined, that the David Grange administration the APNU had a program to move them when they come out of school and take them to the Sophia Training Center and have them trained to become electricians and masons and electrical technicians. Why would you come to power if you love the people? If you wanted to give them, why would you take away that support? That was the kind of support that I needed. That was the kind of support that my sister gave me and the community rally around me. So you're having plumbers, you're having air conditioned technicians who could have gotten a trade there, but the government shut it down. And the community could have rallied around those men and women, those little boys and girls who are meant today. So the government continues to take that away and it took away that support. I got that support from my sister and the community rallied around me and we moved from an internet cafe. We moved to buy 2 cars and taxi. We tried restaurant. We tried all kind of thing. But here we are with a supermarket that employs over 60 persons, young people who are coming from these communities. All of that started when? Because somebody believed and give you support. And with the advent of oil money, the government of Guyana is positioned like never before to take the lives of young people and make them something by giving them that support. But you know what? We've seen it consistently from the PPP government that they do not care. They do not care about people. All they care about is their friends, their family, and their favorites. And I am saying that yes, I grew up in poverty. My mother struggled. The other thing, Mark, is about this. I'm going to tell you about I'm talking about my own life, how I grew up. I grew up in that 2-bedroom apartment in West Rhineville. My grandmother, a Portuguese woman, Mark, she paid $18 a month rent in that community. And when the time came, she paid $25,000 and got that transport in her name. My mother, that was a roof over my mother's head. It was a roof over my head. And so the APNU has that kind of track record that when you're a single parent mother, the man leave, you don't have to be hopeless because we can now divert all of these monies that are going into the hands of and the pockets of friends, family, and we could divert it into a scheme that is rent to own, that could have single parent mother like my mother enjoy that benefit of a rent to own. So we have a track record of providing that. And my hope and my sole focus right now is to making sure that our team brings this benefit to bear to the people of this country so that one day hundreds of young men and women from these communities can stand up and look at the camera and say, you know what, just like Saiku, we got the support from his sister, we got the support from the government, and here we are from poverty to prosperity.
From poverty to prosperity, Saiku, just a perfect example, honesty, decency, and that is what you need, and could show that from poverty to prosperity. And again, I say this, a lot of you don't know because Saiku is not one that runs out there and blows his own trumpet, but through his business, and even not through his business, personally, I've known him for many years, he gives back. And he doesn't give back and expect anything and forcing people that they got to do and rush out and vote or whatever. He's speaking directly from the heart. And people who give from the heart, you can prosper from those people. Don't get me wrong. But Saiku, what was it like? Well, thank you. You got to lots of shades tonight. But what was it like in a single parent home, your mother? What were some of the things when you were growing up and probably didn't have sufficient on the table, but your mother made sure that whatever amount of siblings that you have were satisfied? What were two of the main things that you got from your mother that gave you the strength you have today?
One is that I saw my mother work hard. I saw her work hard. So I understand hard work and contentment. Whatever she gave you, you had to be contented with it. I learned from her also that you should have a pride about yourself. Sometimes when people invite us to parties, this one came from my grandmother. What they would do is they would give you whatever it is, a big glass of water, and if it's half of a tennis roll, they would give it to you and you drink it and you go to the party. So at the end of the day, when you go to that party, you don't behave like if you're hungry and nobody could throw it back in your face. So I learned that I must have a pride about myself. Not a false pride, but I must have pride. I learned that there is no replacement for hard work. And at the end of the day, whatever comes to you, whatever you work for, be contented. Don't look at nobody. So, we had our tough days. We had our days when I walked from West Rhineville to Richard Ishmael Secondary School. I walked after lessons from Richard Ishmael Secondary all the way back to West Rhineville, fetch water, only to go home. And the full plate of food that was supposed to be mine is now half because somebody passed and they were hungry and my mother gave them half of my food. So we also learn how to share. So those are the little things, that I would take from my mother that is in us, in all of us, as a matter of fact. But I know I took it away, and that is what allows me to stand today. So I'm not excited. I don't eat meat, so you can't entice me with steak, Mark. So you can't bang the steak in front of me. What you
Absolutely.
need to do, yeah.
But West Rumveld, folks from West Rumveld and the area, and also you have your guy right here in studio with us. He's going up. He's one of the candidates for APNU, and this is a reason, just a perfect example as to why people should just go out and vote for this team, a strong team. You mentioned that you had to hurry home because that full plate of food just turned half because somebody passed, and your mom gave that somebody
Yep.
that half of your food. I think I saw somebody in the audience there. I'm not going to pick on that person, but it's not Shay. I'm certain it's not.
I could almost tell you that she could testify to that.
Good night to Shay. She's watching us. Probably is Shay. But let me ask you this, please, Mr. Andrews. You're now a candidate for APNU and the team and
Yeah,
the leadership of APNU through Mr. Aubrey Compton Norton.
yeah.
What attracted you to APNU? And because we hardly see businessmen like yourself making this bold move. What caught your attention with APNU?
Well, one of the things is I believe I was watching the leader. I was watching the way he navigated the challenges within his own party. I watched the social media, I watched the breakaway, I watched who came out, said what, everything I was watching. And I said to myself, I said, if this man is able to navigate all of these treacherous waters and come out successful, you have to put some respect on his name. So that was the first thing I thought about. And then I got the call. I said, you know what? We need you as a candidate. Would you consider it? And I thought about it. So we're having this conversation. And I said, the question is asked by me. It's Mr. Norton, having these qualifications and you can go get a job at any international organization. You're married, you have your own home, your kids are doctors, they're working overseas and all this. What would allow you to come to a party, return, try to be its leader, and suffer all of these things? Now, I'm not saying you're perfect, but what would drive you to do this? And he looked at us and he said, do you think I want to be this leader? Do you think that I want to be president? It is not that. But who is prepared to stand up? Who is prepared to deliver to the Guyanese people the things that is truly theirs? And in that moment, I thought to myself, yes, because this guy had the opportunity to be corrupt and he was never corrupt. This guy had the chance where he can have steak dinners just like our ministers at Pegasus and married, but he chose to ground with the ordinary people. So I connected with him on that. I connected with his humility. I connected with his passion to deliver to the people. And I said, you know what? This man needs as much support as he could get because I believe he's going to deliver. And so I threw him out in the ring. And like I said, when I look at my daughters, 20, 21, when I look at the other one, 18, my son, I believe that if all of the voices, just shut off, then who is going to speak for them? If their father cannot stand and say, you know what, he's standing for something, then my sons could grow up thinking that they could fall for anything. And I will not allow that to happen. My son must look at me and he must say, you know what, my father thought that he was going to throw his hat in the ring and support a leader to benefit the people. And he did what his conviction told him to do. And so I think that worth more than gold for me, and so I set out with this team to make the lives of the Guyanese people, especially the boys and girls that come from communities where I came from. Whether they're Indian, they're Amerindians, I don't care what is their ethnicity. We just want to present them with hope and we just want to give them that support. And that's what attracted me basically to the APNU. And then when I look and I saw some of the other candidates, like, under consideration, like Mr. Terrence Campbell, Eden Carbin, Richard Hoyt, and these guys, Dylan Carter, I am like, I think this is a good team that we can do something good for Ghana. So that's the attraction in a nutshell.
Thank you so much. Also, there's another side of Saiku. I want you guys to, as we take a break, and we'll wrap up with Saiku Andrews. He's going to be back right here on 107. He's a brother. He's part of 107 point. He's a brother. He's been there with us through the good times and the bad times. But I want you guys to listen to this pillow song. Pillow song. Take a listen. It's another side of Saiku Andrews.
The script said we should have did at 21. I just the mercies of God. You don't understand? Saiku.
If my pillow could speak, it would tell you how I weep. I was a bad man on the road, but to Jesus me weep. If my pillow could speak, it would tell you how I weep. Me have a big smile I roll, but at night time me weep. Sometimes me no want to wake up, to me feel like my life away. It's like every door me knock on, them a slam them in my face. Most times I'm smiling, deep inside my heart a break, but you never give me more than I can take. Man a plan, gotta wipe out. To me no have no more white mouth. But look at them give me stress. To them see me have a ghetto address. To be poor is like a crime and it no easy. Buy the cover on me book I saw them read me. Nah no jacket, nah no tie so them no need me. Jah knows it with me. If my pillow could speak, it would tell you how I weep. I was a bad man on the road, but to
all right, a Christian song there, sending that message. Talk to us a little bit, and let me just say this here. This is not a South Rumville night, mind you. Even though if you take a look at who is on there with us, Sean Anthony Benn is with us tonight. Good night to you, Mr. Benn. How are you, sir? Your microphone, please, Mr. Benn. Yeah. Good night.
Thank you very much. Good night, and thank you for having me. Good night, Saiku.
Good night, Ben.
Good night to the viewing and listening audience.
Yeah, Sean Anthony Benn is also a contestant. And Saiku, talk to us a little bit about that song, please.
Pillow?
Yes.
The truth is, it came from that place. It's self-explanatory if you look at it. You know, sometimes let me tell you this. I think about people, and sometimes I go through my own struggle. And there are moments where sometimes I'm in the bath, there are moments where I'm on my bed, and I would just reflect and I would cry. That is the truth. I would be overcome with all of these challenges and all of these things, and I would cry. But you know what I gotta do? I gotta go outside sometimes, and I gotta look at people who look up to me and not let them see me cry, not let them see me sad, because I need to give them hope. And so that's where that song come from. You look at opportunity, people see where you come from, they judge you, they don't want to give you a chance. Listen, one day, I went to a guy for a job. I gave him, I came out of school, gave him my CXC results, and he looked at me, rocked back in the chair. He read my application, and he said, I have a vision for you. That's what this man told me. I had a vision for you. I said, what is that vision? He said, I see you at a gas station pumping gas. That's what he told me. And I looked at him and I said, okay, no problem. I didn't ask him what the salary was, but I think he already determined who I was. He determined where I came from. And he thought to himself that the best thing I could do was to pump gas. I don't know how you could get maths and English and all these things, and you want me to pump gas. So, so that's the kind of thing that people close them kind of doors in your face because they see your dress and they think that you're not worth anything. And that's the narrative that we have to change. And so that's where that song came from, but at the end of the day, we got to be able to change the narrative. And I think I've done enough to change it. And I think that I'm here. I put myself out there so that young men and young women can see that if it is good for Saiku and he can do it, they can do it also. That they don't have to face the same thing.
Absolutely. We'll wrap things up with Mr. Saiku Andrews. He'll be back before Monday, way before Monday. He's going to be back. I know lots of you want to hear back from him. He's on a lot of campaigns. They're out there busy, not only with his business, but on the campaign trail as well. Saiku, quickly before we allow you to go, sir, because I know you can stay with us all night. Um, what name one thing in the PNCs or the APNU manifesto that is really good for all? I know there are lots of good things, but one specific thing that is good for all Guyanese.
Well, Mark, there's not one specific thing that is good in terms of program for all Guyanese because everybody has a different need. If I was to say the one thing that is good is the fact that we are determined resolutely, come what may, hell or high water, that we will put Guyanese people first. So that is one of the things that is great for everyone. But one of the things that stands out is our program that will take people from poverty to prosperity, that will impact the lives of our people. And those programs are our rent to own. Those programs are no taxes on $400,000 or less when you earn. Those one of those programs is at in 100 days a 35% increase with the stroke of a pen for the discipline services and all public servants. Those are some of the things we're talking about. Single parent mothers who are able to get a house lot for free and have the support to build a home. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about young professionals being able to have a house lot, not at the price that they're these exorbitant prices that they're paying now. We're talking about young people being able to benefit from free education and that support. We're talking about those who aspire to be lawyers, that they got a place at UE, at the you wouldn't law school, that our government will pay their tuition for them. And they don't have to be walking around the streets with a piece of paper if they come from certain areas begging for donation so that they can go to university. So I think our manifesto has something in it that touches the lives, and makes the lives of people much better. So, but one thing, like I said before, is that it all encompasses into one thing, that we will put people first, not our friends, not our family, not our favorite, not our pockets, but put people first.
Thank you so much, Saiku Andrews, there for us. Don't forget, guys, Andrews Supermarket, go down there, support this business, support the brother, support his family. Saiku, again, congratulations. And I just want to say that you will make an excellent minister in the next government on the APNU. An excellent minister. I know this is not about
Thank
position
you.
for you, but it's about change. You will do well.
Definitely it's not.
Yeah.
Thank you for the endorsement, though.
And don't forget, whenever your car needs to be fixed, body work, you know where to take it, right? Right up the street from where you live. Right up the street there.
That's right. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you so much, Andrews. Saiku Andrews, appreciate it. But we'll be back with Sean Anthony Benn. He's another candidate for APNU. We'll be right back.
Jesus me weep. If my pillow could speak, it would tell you how I weep. Me have a big smile I roll, but at night time you weep. Nobody knows the troubles I've seen. Nobody knows but Jesus and me. Nobody knows the pain that I feel. Nobody but my pillow and me. My life not pretty like the cards from the synthesizer. And it not easy neither. And it not pretty like the girls from Hollywood inside. Someone not criticize. My world was a dog in dark. Couldn't wear no facade in a tenement yard. Road not pretty like the strings from the card. Every day me wake me.
Saiku Andrews there, multi-talented, a businessman, a politician, soon to be a minister of the government, but we'll have him back sometime before Elections Day. But tonight we have again, here it is, Sean Anthony Benn. Sean, good night. How are you, sir?
Good night again, Mark. Thank you for having me on.
All right, thanks for being on. And let me just publicly thank you for standing up and advocating for the people there on Aubrey Barker road, especially that horrible condition. I don't know who those contractors are, but thank you for always standing up for the people. Give us an update on the conditions of the road there, please, Aubrey Barker. What's happening?
Mark, it's terrible. The contractor told me just yesterday you'll be having pepper pot with me Christmas morning. So that tells you the state of the road currently. They're trying to force it, but it's impossible that they can complete it. At least this section, it's a lot of hopscotch work being done, and so there was no planning that went into this project. It's just trying to score political points, and somebody wake up and decide they're going to do this and do that, and hence we see the the tardiness and the bundling that's taking place with this road, Mark.
Sad situation, and that's why you guys have to go out in your numbers and vote the PPPC out of office. Don't take a chance. Don't gamble with your lives. Don't gamble with your future by just wasting your vote, by feeling sorry for somebody who may want to save themselves or even to put the PPP. Don't vote to put the PPP back in office. Vote them out. Mr. Sean Anthony Benn. Again, welcome to Straight Up. Sean Anthony Benn is a businessman as well. He takes good care of your car, body works, and all these sort of things. He's right there in South on Aubrey Barker Road. We'll give his business a big plug there as well. But what's the mood like of the people as we prepare for September 1st poll? What are people talking about, Mr. Benn?
Mark, I think people. The thing is, what has occurred in Guyana over the last 3 decades has been a corruption of the minds of our people by the removal and the degrading of our educational system. I think our people have been reduced to a state of nothingness. And hence, we have a situation now that people are on their knees, begging for their own survival, and therefore, there's still a lot more convincing to do because people are shattered, and making a decision for or against is not an easy task because they've been lured into a state of dependency and believing that the government has literally seized control of people's lives, and so they don't have that level of independence. They don't have the for want of a better word, the well, not necessarily academic, but that level of thinking that liberates them and make them feel that they can stand on their own and to really chart a course of development for themselves. And I believe that has to be changed. That must be brought to an end in the next 3-4 days when we go to the poll. I think citizens of Guyana need to take their lives back, need to take back their voice, and to stand for themselves and chart a course for their own development.
Well said, Sean Anthony Benn, businessman. He's with us tonight. He's also a candidate for APNU Coalition, and a good guy, good candidate. Lots of good people. I see a lot of good friends there. They're candidates, some family members as well. You never know. APNU. Sean, let me ask you this, sir. What attracted you? Because look, we are seeing brave business people like yourself. Saiku Andrews just was on, owner of Andrews Supermarket yourself. You are a body work, vehicle body work guy. You do a lot of contracts for individuals as well. But you have decided to throw your hat in the race to be part of a team, APNU team. Why?
Mark, coming up as a youngster, I was always involved in youth work. I came through the Leo Club, rose to the level of becoming a member of the Lions Club, to which I serve as the president of the Lions Club of Rheinveld. I was also involved in the JCs, for which I serve in a number of positions, and I rose to the level of being the state president of the JCs of Guyana, and so that shaped my outlook to public life, and particularly in the GSCs. The GS, bear with me, the GSCI Creed says that we believe that faith in God gives meaning and purpose to human life, that the brotherhood of man transcends the sovereignty of nations, that economic justice can best be won. No, sorry, that government should be of laws rather than of men. That economic justice can best be won by free men through free enterprise. And that Earth's great treasures lies in human personalities, and that service to humanity is the best work of life. That has laid an indelible impression on my life. And so when I see and view the performance of the PPP civic government in the previous term and now, where everything you have to have some link, somebody has to favor you for you to get something out of the system. I've from tender age I've learned that government should be of laws rather than of men. We should not have to depend on some minister or somebody in a particular party, somebody in power, to be able to get something, to get a need that is supposed to be just like one, two, three for you. Everything you require of significance in this country, you have to have some linkage somewhere. And so the government has exercised total control and domination over the lives of the citizens. And no man should live like that. People should have the freedom to choose and to chart a course for their own development. And hence I've seen, even at the level of the opposition, a lot of people come into politics because of opportunism, and they believe they have an entitlement and are not prepared to do the work that is necessary to develop people and to grow a party that can deliver to its people. And I've been around politics from birth. I opened my eyes and saw politics. And when I see the opportunism that is now attempting to seize control of politics, I decided that with my groundings and coming up and seeing and observing politics, I believe it's time that I step in to to stem the tide of opportunism in politics and to bring to bear the level of service to humanity that the society needs and deserve. Not everyone has the ability to pull themselves up by their own bootstraps, and so we require a system of governance that allow everyone in the country, as citizens of this country, that they must be able to go to a system and extract from that system what is it they want for themselves without having to kowtow and bend down and beg and condescend to some political official. And so I believe I can make a contribution in that regard to liberate our people and to have them to recognize their real true potential and to do the things that are necessary to build that potential and to create life and livelihood for themselves and their family for which they can be proud and happy about.
Well said, Sean Anthony Benn. At 14 minutes after 10 o'clock, he's a candidate for APNU Coalition. Sean Anthony Benn is a businessman. He's out there in Aubrey Barker Road. If you have your car, whatever body works, he's there. I'll give him a plug. But Sean, before we go, talk to us, talk to the people, please, sir, as to why on September 1st, apart from you are a candidate, you got your own fan base, so to speak. Some of them are right here on 107.1 FM. I notice Wayne Caesar is there. He says, well articulated, Mr. Sean Anthony Benn. But move people right now, those who are on the fence, those who may probably be thinking of wasting their votes in some other on some other individual who never give a rat's you know what about them. But what do you have to say to convince people to go out on September 1st and vote APNU Coalition?
Mark, I think it may have missed a lot of our people that a revolution is underway. Our leader and presidential candidate announced and has stated in the manifesto that every young person aged 18 and above earning under $400,000 will receive a free house lot. Mark, that is revolutionary. It's revolutionary because you've not owned until you own property. Don't bother with the bling bling and the brand name and a car here and a motorbike and you're looking good and think, no, you've not owned until you own property. All the revolutions throughout time, the basis for those revolutions were ownership of property, ownership of land. The war in between Russia and Ukraine is about ownership of land. The war in the Middle East and in Gaza is about land. And I don't think we take very seriously the value of ownership of land. And here it is, a partnership for national unity is saying to our people, young people, you must own property. When you own property, you own the land, you own the country. Ownership of property should not be left up to the elite, the friends and the families and favorites of the PPP as currently obtains in Guyana. That is why they have this control and dominance over the people of Guyana. They've impoverished us as a people, have reduced us to a state of nothingness, left us bare and begging for bread. And the APNU's proposal of ownership of land will change the game. Our young people will be empowered. They would see growth and development. When you own a piece of land, you have to develop it. You want to have a house. When you have a piece of land, you have value. You have self-worth. You can go to the bank and use that as collateral to build a property, to start a business. The APNU is giving you power in your hands. We said this is about you. We are putting you, the people, first. No other party has articulated any policy that will lead this country in any strategic direction in the first place, much more a policy like that. All that you're hearing is just gaff and talk. Nobody has articulated a clear strategic plan to move this country forward that the people of Guyana can once and for all benefit from its resources, from our oil resources, from our natural resources, and that we can grow as a people and develop ourselves. And so the APNU coalition presents for each and every Guyanese, every man, woman, and child, the greatest opportunity ever under the sun in this dear land of ours, to feel empowered, to be empowered, and to be somebody of worth. The APNU coalition is making the small man the real man, and nobody should be able to manipulate you and dangle anything over your head to get your votes and to control you and to manipulate you. No longer you should want a blight. No one should want to eat a food. You have value in your hands now that you can create opportunities for yourself. Rather than eating a food, you can start cooking the food, manufacturing the food, and selling the food, and creating wealth for yourself and your family, generating wealth for yourself. And that's what APNU is about. Putting money in your hands, putting money in your pocket. And on September 1, you have to make that choice for your own self-interest, to develop yourself, to use your palm, the palm of your hands, to vote for your own improvement and your development. On September 1, vote for that palm. At the top of the ballot, you would see APNU, and the symbol for APNU is the palm. At the bottom of the ballot, you see the same thing. You place that X right within the box. Do not allow it to touch the edges of the box. And you place that X at the top of the ballot, APNU, and that alongside the palm. At the bottom, you do the same thing to ensure your liberation, your freedom, your justice. For, again, as I repeat from the JCI Creed, government should be of laws rather than of men. Earth's great treasures lies in human personality, and that service to humanity is the best work of life. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a destiny to mold, a nation to reconstruct, and we must begin it on September 1.
Well said, Sean Anthony Benn. Oftentimes in the audience. He's not in the audience. He came right upstairs, straight into the studio. Don't be a stranger, please, Mr. Benn. You'll be back
Certainly not.
right here on 107.1 FM.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Benn. Appreciate it. Sean Anthony Benn there for you guys. Don't forget, he has his business on Aubrey Barker Road there. So if ever you have a car that needs some body work, go give the brother some business. All right. Thank you so much. Yet another candidate there for APNU. Yet another reason why you should go out in your numbers and vote on September 1st. And when you go out and you vote, give your vote to APNU. Put your X where your lives can be transformed in a very positive way. Do not throw your vote away. Do not throw your life away. Do not throw your future away. Do not throw your country away. Just do not do it and vote the right way. Put your X right there next to APNU, properly, top and bottom. Now, when you do all of that, guess what? Now, quickly before we go, just take a look at this. Now, which government, so-called government in their right mind, will build a nursery school? By the way, this costs millions upon millions of dollars, you know. And we already know where the money is going, right? We already know about the corruption and so forth. We know about that. Don't be fooled, right? But look at the colors. Take a look at what's going on. I mean, distraction. You can tell that these pakus in the PPP. You don't have to look at this in order to tell. You already know that these pakus in the PPP, I don't know. And they're happy about these things too. You've got to go out on September 1st and vote these vagabonds, these PPP vagabonds. Vote them out of office. And when you vote the PPP vagabonds out of office, guess what? The soup drinkers will come to the realization that they did the wrong thing. They made the wrong decision. Drinking soup might be healthy if it's the right soup, if it's the proper soup with the right ingredients. But if the ingredients of the soup will put harm to you, your community, and the entire country, then be careful with the soup that you drink. Because right after drinking it, you may rush to the backyard, and you know what that is when you rush to the backyard. You get the message. My name is Mark Benchab. I'll be back tomorrow, same place, same time, and hopefully we'll have some other guests, some candidates, maybe some other folks. Somebody sent me a photograph, and I saw Orange, our operator, is signaling to me. Orange is almost certain that Freddie Kissoon is beginning to change. All of them, they're running crazy. The critic and all of them, they're going crazy. They're going nuts, so to speak, because they see the writing is on the wall. They are going to be out of office, and they're seeing that writing. And because they're seeing the writing, they're doing everything to rig the system. And that is why these guys in APNU and the coalition, they've got to keep their eyes at those vagabonds at GCOM. Keep your eyes at GCOM. This is not Freddie Kissoon. Come on, we got to go. I don't know why the operator is saying they're all losing it. They're all losing it. I know when we were at Brick Dam lockups for those 3 nights, Freddie looked just like this, and he's gone back again to his right sense. Lots and lots of them are going crazy because they're no longer going to get that opportunity to drink the soup. They're not going to. Many of them know that they've made a mistake. Lots and lots of them. We'll talk about them as we wrap up not only tonight's program, but as we prepare to wrap up this elections campaign with just days away days away. If you haven't done anything yet, if you haven't pulled out a $20 out of your pocket, a $50 out of your pocket, even if it's bingo money, to make some sort of donation to the coalition. It could help with water, it could help with juice, it could help with some food, whatever it is. Make that donation. Call them up at Congress Place and make that contribution. Even if you have to buy a couple of cases of water or juice from Andrews Supermarket or wherever. Do that for the campaign. Lots of young people are on the ground campaigning from their hearts, campaigning for APNU. Nobody's paying them. Nobody's buying a motorbike for them and swearing them and these sort of things. No. Nobody's doing that. You cannot have a country to grow and develop when people are swearing you in the form of corruption. Guyana cannot grow like that. And that is why it's important. Come September 1st, you've got to do the right thing. And do the right thing, in my opinion, is giving APNU coalition an opportunity to once again take control of Guyana. And taking control of Guyana simply means Guyana will be able to breathe again. My name is Mark Benn. See you guys tomorrow, same place, same time. God bless.
I am Aubrey Compton Norton, presidential candidate of the Partnership for National Unity. We have the best team in this election campaign. We have the best manifesto with the plans, policies that will take you out of poverty. We will ensure that money is put into your pocket. For those reasons, we urge you to vote APNU. Put your X next to the palm. Guyana needs to grow, so the PPP must go. The only party that can give us a better and brighter future is a Partnership for National Unity. I urge you.
The script said we should have did that 20.
Your X next to the palm.
I just the mercies of God. You don't understand?
Thanks.
Saiku.
If my pillow could speak, it would tell you how I weep. I was a bad man I wrote, but to Jesus me weep. If my pillow could speak, it would tell you how I weep. Me have a big smile I roll, but at night time me weep. Sometimes me no want to wake up, to me feel like my life away. It's like every door me knock on, them a slam them in my face. Most times I'm smiling, deep inside my heart a break, but you never give me more than I can take. Man a plan, gotta wipe out. You me no have no more white mouth. Good look and job, them give me stress. To them see me have a ghetto address. To be poor is like a crime and it no easy. Buy the cover on me book so them read me. Nah no jacket, nah no tie so them no need me. Jah knows it leave me. If my pillow could speak, it would tell you how I weep. I was a bad man I wrote, but to Jesus me weep. If my pillow could speak, it would tell you how I weep. Me have a big smile I roll, but at night time me weep. Nobody knows the troubles I've seen. Nobody knows but Jesus and me. Nobody knows the pain that I feel. Nobody but my pillow and me. My life no pretty like the cards from the synthesizer, and it no easy neither. And it no pretty like the girls from Hollywood inside. Someone not criticize. My world was a dog that couldn't wear no facade in a tenement yard. Road no pretty like the strings from the card. Every day me wake me say Angela. If my pillow could speak, it would tell you how I weep. I was a bad man I wrote, but to Jesus me weep. If my pillow could speak, it would tell you how I weep. Me have a big smile I roll, but at night time me weep.